Oh my gosh. Hello, hello, hello. I am live and we're trying to answer questions in the order in which it is received. Please ask questions. Lucy, hi. Deportation. Who deportation? Okay, so outside, but if you're in the US, you can apply for a waiver. And if the waiver gets granted, at that point you can apply for the US and of removal get granted, then you will be eligible to apply for work permit and travel document. Okay, that's for Lucini Dosu. I'm here to answer questions. Okay, so if you have a question, just put in the chat. So today we're just going over the questions and just answering questions in the order in which it is received. So I'm here for a full hour. This is going to last because we're here for questions only. So if you have a question, please ask them. Okay. I'm drinking water, sorry. Okay, I'm here to answer questions. Hi, Sexy Tonya. Hi, Bob. Space. Okay, I overstay my visa for 10. Okay. Correction. What is the correction space? Space, can you please put your question one more time? Okay. Let me go back. Valerie Rodriguez, please tell me about administratively closed case. Okay, so if your case is closed, so what is the problem? Do you want to adjust the status? So if your case is closed and now you want to adjust the status or do something else, what you have to do is you have to apply for a waiver. And if your waiver gets granted, then you have a permission to apply for adjustment of status. Okay. So CJ Landscaping LLC. Hello. I own my own landscaping company. Have been working all through this pandemic. Am I considered an essential worker? Landscaping, if you landscaping, essential worker. So first of all, you need to look at essential worker in your state, what it says about essential worker. But if you've been working during this pandemic, like you are required to work, to go to work during this pandemic, then you are considered essential worker. But as far as farm worker, no, my friend, landscaping is not a farm worker for the purpose of this bill. Okay. Ready, say hi, how are you? I'm doing good, thank you. Tikia DC. If a DREAM Act is passed, can undocumented parent be included in the application to adjust status? Remember, the DREAM, if first of all, the child has to be at least 21 to be able to petition for their parents. So the same rules apply. So let's say the person with a DREAM Act, let's say the person gets a green card. Still, the person has to be 21 in order to be able, for the person to be able to petition for their parents. But let's say the other bill, the big one that we're waiting for, if that one passes, at that point, anybody can adjust at the same time. That's different. But as far as the DREAM Act is concerned, let's say you get your green card through the DREAM Act, still the same rules apply. You have to be 21 years old in order for you to be able to petition for your parents. So, okay, let's go to Jean. Hi, Bob. I had my biometric done in January 11. When am I gonna get my work permit? My attorney is saying I'm gonna get it on June. How long it takes? Well, it's just depend, because really there's no timeline, because of the backlog. You just have to be patient and wait. Really, I cannot tell you the timeline. Usually those work permits, after you apply, it was taking only 90 days for somebody to get the work permit, but now it's taking up to 6 months. So it's just a matter of who's working on your case. Pretty much so, like it's just a matter of luck now because of the backlog, okay? I am a refugee in Ethiopia. Okay, 2014 USCIS interviewed me, but I got denied. Till now, I'm not aware where my case is. Well, if you got denied, did you, if you got denied, did you like appeal the decision or what? Because if you got denied in 2014 and you didn't take any action, I guess the case is closed. You're gonna have to see if you can reopen it. That's what I can say for now. Valeria Rodriguez, hi. Some of you guys, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name correctly, but hi. Patel, my 2 kids came to US before 16. They completed 12 grade college degree. Okay, they can apply for green card as a dreamer. Now they don't have any status. Yeah. Sucks. Sorry, my connection. I don't know what's going on with my connection. My connection sucks. So Patel, yes, you can. They can apply for the green card while the DREAM Act passes. Okay, because they came prior to age 18. Sexy Tonia. I have a 2 years green card, which is gonna expire in June. I have an appointment with my lawyer Friday to apply for my 10 years green card. But prior to waiting when I have DP. What do you mean by DP? Anyway, if your green card, it was a temporary green card for 2 years, then you have to remove the condition. That's when you file the form I-751. So I think you're good. I'm not sure what you mean by DP. Space, I overstay my visa, but voluntarily returned to my country. I was then put on a 10 years bar. I am, yes, ma'am. You still have to apply for a waiver. I mean, you can apply for a waiver of 601 with your green card application together, because that one you can do both at the same time. So you have to apply for a waiver because they're gonna set this bar. So that's why you need a waiver, and then that will allow you to adjust your status. So you still have to apply for a waiver. Even if, let's say you just apply for adjustment of status, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna send you a request for evidence, and they're gonna request that you apply for the waiver. So it's better to just put both things together. This the I-601. So Kingston Johnson, hi, if someone been in America for 19 years, charged with shame married, that she is eligible for cancellation of deportation? That will depend, because that's like fraud. You have to apply for a waiver and see if the waiver is going to be granted. You can apply for cancellation of removal. So basically, in order to apply for cancellation of removal, you still need to apply for a waiver first. That's just how it works. So in case of like fraud, depending on how long it has been on your file, sometimes if the time lapse, it helps with that waiver for it to go through. So basically, you still have to apply for a waiver in order for to do it. Then you'll be able to apply for cancellation of removal. So yeah, 19 years for 19, yeah, 19 years, that's a lot. So basically, you still have to apply for a waiver in order for them to grant you the cancellation of removal. You're welcome, CJ Landscaping, you're welcome. Rodriguez, yes, you can get a waiver from your spouse if your spouse is a qualified relative, if your spouse is a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident. That's the basis for a waiver, because you basically want to stay here. So because of them. And you can have a waiver for your son as well, because if your son is a U.S. citizen, your son is considered a qualified relative as well. So basically, under them, you can apply for a waiver so that if you can show hardship, extreme hardship, at that point, you'll be able to, if it's granted, then you can adjust. Healthcare worker be conclude. Yes, if the bill passes, yes. If the bill, the Biden bill passes, like really, we're talking about 11 million. So if the major one passes, pretty much every undocumented will be included, provided that you were here as of January 1st, 2021. So that's what it is. Hello, when will I hear from NVC for medical interview from Jamaica? Oh, those people, forget it. You just need to call. I mean, keep emailing them. That part, it takes them forever. I really don't know. I don't have a time frame. You just have to email them and find out what's going on with them. Meridia says, let first Dream Act pass, then we'll think about it. Yes, ma'am. Let it first. I mean, anyway, next week, that's what they said. We should know something. Anyway, by April 1st, April 15th, we should know something. At that point, we will know what to do. Yeah, working in the restaurant. Yes, you are ready. if you work at a restaurant, you're definitely considered essential worker because those people were required to go, especially if you work during the pandemic. So you're considered essential worker. Sexy Tonia, sorry, my message continues. So you think they will give me an extension while I wait for my 10 years green? I already have the 2 years. What do you mean really? Because the thing is, if you have a 2 years conditional green card, prior for it to expire, maybe let's say it's going to expire. Usually people apply 90 days prior to the expiration date, but let's say it already expire, you can still apply to remove condition. That doesn't really it's not really big deal. You can still apply to remove a condition, but it just up to them to decide whether they will remove that condition or not and give you the green, the permanent one. So just go ahead and apply for that I-751, I believe, yeah, to remove the condition. So, and then you just wait for the decision. That's it. How long advance payroll take in I-360 case pending? Are you talking about I-360 is the VAWA petition, but how long the advance payroll? So basically the form I-36 takes up to 10 months for them to process it. But right now, because of the backlog, it's taking, we don't even have a time frame anymore. It's just a matter of when somebody will do it. Meridia says, current border surge have pissed Republicans to vote for immigration bills. Well, those Republicans, whether they like it or not, something will pass. At least one portion of, I mean, I'm pretty sure the entire bill will not pass. But I know for a fact that at least something will pass. They have to collaborate, because even if they don't pass it, it's not going to stop the crisis at the border. So at least they have to make sure that they give a solution for those who are already here and then secure the borders. So they just have to pass something. I mean, if they don't pass anything, those Democrats too will be voted out. So they're scared too. So either way, something, let's just hope something passes, okay? Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. I'm a political asylum, but my girlfriend is DACA. If Dream Act passes, any chance if I marry with her, any chance I can get paper too? Oh, well, basically, Joshi Sangam. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. But anyway, so let's say your political asylum is still pending. Don't cancel it. Just wait for your girlfriend to get her green card through DACA. And once she gets her green card, you guys can get married, and then you can file for a marriage-based green card and just wait for the process to take it full course. So, and then wait and see what's going to happen. If it's a valid marriage, I'm pretty sure it's going to work, you know. Kiki, I have applied and my lawyer replied for me for my EAD September 20. I have still not gotten a receipt for my EAD. How can I check on my EAD application? Oh, you can go online and check on let me show you. Hold on, let me share my screen just one moment and show you how you can follow up, okay? Let me share my screen one moment and show you how to follow up, because a lot of people don't know how to follow up. Let me show you how to follow up. If you just type USCIS inquiry status, okay, on Google, and then not this one, sorry. You go to self-service, request self-service tools, and then it gives you all the case inquiry. You see, if you do that, then you have option. You have at least 5 options. You have case outside normal processing time, did not receive notice by mail, did not receive card by mail, did not receive documents by mail, appointment accommodation, making typographic error correction for my case. So let's say you did not receive your notice by mail. Okay, you click here, and then it really gives you what you have to do. And those are the things you need. You need a receipt number, a number, date when you file, application number, item not received, and email address. And then if you go here, you see it says form. You look at which form, and especially you're talking about the I-765, which is the most common one. And then you do like this. It's based on what? Adjustment status or just asylum. It gives you all the options. You click your option. Okay, let's say it's based on pending asylum. Yeah, asylum application. Or if it's not the approved one, based on the pending, this is for approved asylum. So if it's not approved, any other, you put here, you put the receipt number, you put the date you file, and then you go here, you put your first name, middle name, last name, date of birth, and then you put your alien number, address, and then you fill all that, you submit. It's going to give you a number, and it's going to give you a date that, oh, we're going to reply by this and this date. Let me stop sharing. And then once you they give you a date, you just keep it, and then after that you can just follow up with them. Usually they give you at least 1 month. They'll say, oh, we'll reply by 1 month. If they don't reply, you follow up again and you call them. That's how you follow up with your online inquiry. Okay. Good day. I got married in 2000. This is for rubric. I got married in 2018, and my husband leave and never put in an application. So basically abandonment. So the husband just abandoned the application. Is that what you're talking about? If the husband abandoned the application, pretty much there's nothing you can do. But if it's the case of abuse, that's when you can file for VAWA. But if he just decided not to go through with the marriage, there's really nothing you can do about it. You just have to find somebody else and marry somebody else. That's it. But if it is the case for abuse, that's when you can file for VAWA petition. Yes, Rodriguez, we already said yes, you can get a waiver based on a qualified relative. Work as a shame. Answer, please. What is the question? Timothy Wandu, how do I adjust my status after 20 years with citizen child and ex-wife who wouldn't help? No. Oh, if the ex-wife wouldn't help you, there's nothing you can do. So unless it's a case of abuse. So the only thing you have to wait is for your child to turn 21, and then the child can petition for you. Or if this bill passes, you can adjust because they're going to give everybody the paperwork. So that's for Timothy. Okay. Olatinji, my asylum case has been pending for 3 years, 6 months. It is advised to apply for green card after 4 years. Well, you cannot apply for green card if their asylum case has not been approved yet. So let's say you get married, that's when you can adjust based on marriage. But if your asylum case hasn't been approved, there's nothing you can do. You cannot apply for a green card. There's no basis for you to apply for a green card. That's what I'm saying. You have to wait for the asylum case to be approved. Or let's say you got married, then you can adjust your status to marriage. Or let's say you got a job that is willing to sponsor you, then you can adjust your status as well. Or let's say this bill passes, God forbid this bill must pass, then you can adjust your status as well. Lisa Miller, okay, my daughter came to the US at age 13. 6 years ago, she completed middle school and high school. Now she's at university. She's out of studies. Will she be applying for the DREAM Act? Yes, if it passes, yes. Okay. Arab. Okay, thanks. Can it be possible to reopen my case? Deny 7 years. If yes, how can I request reopening my case? You can reopen your case if you have a basis to reopen it. Let's say you got married and now you want to reopen your case. So depending on what was the cause of denial, sometimes you need a waiver prior to adjusting the status. So that's in short. I came with a tourist visa in 2017. I'm here 4 years undocumented with no IT. Can I apply for what? For if the bill passes? Yes. 123. Hi, would there be any Amnesty Act beside DACA and farm workers? That's what we're hoping. We all hope that. I am maintenance an apartment. I'm considered essential work. If you work through a pandemic, Thomas, if you work through a pandemic and it was required for you to be there working, then you should be considered an essential worker. Yeah, if the big bill passes, then pending asylum will qualify. Johnson, thank you. You're welcome. Kingsley Johnson, you're welcome. Emmanuel Jean, if someone stay on 5 or more years in asylum, do you think do you think it's eligible to have a permanent residence like DACA on TPS? No, unless the major bill passes, the one that we're talking about, the Biden proposed amnesty. That's when you can adjust. But if you're just on asylum and the asylum has not been approved yet, there's really no basis for you to adjust unless you get married or you get a job that is willing to sponsor you. That's it. That's the only way. So what about the backlog? Waiting for it. Yeah, Tess Fagzi. My friends, the backlog is the killer. It's killing our businesses. We don't know what to do. We're just hoping that they will hire more people to start working those cases. That's the hope. In the meantime, you can try to expedite the requests, and good luck with that as well. But yeah, just patience. That's it. Sexy Tonia, I have my 2 years, gonna file for 10 years on Friday. Do you think USCIS will give me an extension letter until I get the actual 10 years green card? I don't think they will give you an extension letter. I only think they'll take the application and give you the receipt after like 30 days or 45 days, and then you just wait. That's it. They're not gonna give, that's what I think. They're not gonna give you an extension letter. You just file and wait, like just everybody is waiting until they make a final decision on your permanent green card. You're welcome, Jewel. Oh, still the 601. Yeah, Kingston Johnson is still going to be the fraud. Misrepresentation is still the I-601. So it has a lot of provision to it. Like, that's just the form, but then there is the law that goes with the form. The law has a lot of provisions to it. Then there's a section for misrepresentation. There's a section for this. There's a section for this crime, for this, for this, for that. But the form that you use is the I-601. If you're, whether you're outside or in the US. But if you're, that's for another purpose. But for your case, it's only this, that's the form you use, I-601. Z, what do you think? Any chances to pass the DREAM Act? Yeah, for the DREAM for the DREAM Act, Z, I think that chances are that bill will pass. That's the only bill that has a lot of support from both aisles. like from both the Republican and the Democrat. That's the only bill that has support. So in my personal opinion, you know, we cannot predict, I cannot guarantee, but in my personal opinion, I think the DREAM Act is the only it's the only bill that has a lot of chances of passing. Okay. So also it is possible for my Thomas. Also, it's possible for my brother wife to file for me. She's a citizen and she's got married by my brother 3 years ago. Huh. I'm not sure about that. I think your brother who's the one who can file for you, but your brother's wife can sponsor you, like just sponsor you to come to the US as a visitor or something. But your brother can file for you in terms of as a sibling, you know, but those takes forever, at least 10 to 15 years for siblings type of petition. That's called F4 visa. So, but your brother's wife can petition for you. Let's say you're outside, you want to come as a tourist or visitor or student, depending on her financial situation, she can do that. But yeah, that's about it. Unless you want to get adopted, but you have to be under 18. So what is the news about twin interview in Africa and from Ethiopia? So about the DV 2021, they said that according to the GIMIDA, you have to go to the state how do you call it? State Department website, US State Department website. The last time we went there on my last video, they said that they are going to, you have to wait for them to give you instructions. So basically they are going to start calling people themselves to tell them when the interview is going to start. That's what they said the last time I visited that website. But you can go now, just Google statedepartment.gov and see what they're saying about 2021 DV. The last time what they said is they are going to, you just have to wait for their instructions. So they're pretty much going to tell people when it's time to start going to those interviews. That's the news as of February. I don't know as of now. Alice, hello, about essential worker. Ma'am, we are still waiting for that bill to pass. My one I-30 was denied November, but what step do I need to take? Depending on the reason to that it was denied, usually it is on the letter why it was denied. So depending on the reason, sometimes you can reopen the case or file a motion to reconsider. It's just depend on what was the reason it was denied and the time frame. So maybe the time has passed, you can't even basically file a motion because there's a certain period of time that you have to act once that is denied. Okay, hi, can I file I-730 for family who lives abroad before 2 years in case of my family emergency? Wrestling fund, WWE wrestling fund. So first of all, in order for you to file I-730, your asylum application has to be approved. Is it approved already? And if it is approved, then you can file. And you can actually ask for expedited request if you have if you can show a hardship, extreme hardship. I talked about expedited request last time on my video. You can watch it or Google, just Google USCIS, how to make an expedited request. So Carlos, when is the DREAM Act will be voted on? They're talking about March 15. That's when they're planning to vote for it. Actually next week, right? No, I guess the following week, March 15. That's what they said. Ojo says, I have been married for 2 years, but I have not filed for anything. If I start now, will I get a 10 years green card? My marriage is over. since my marriage is over 2 years. Yes, chances are for Lake or Joe, chances are you will get a 10 years green card. That's chances are, especially if you have a valid marriage and you've been married for 2 years, do you have kids and stuff like that? Then kids together, of course, then chances are you can get directly a 10 years. So depending on the way you're gonna prove good faith marriage, okay? Alice, do you hear anything about essential worker? Not lately. They're still talking about Dream Act, Promise Act, that's it, and Agriculture Act. Thanks, I'm working from last 2 years. Oh, okay, last 2 years. Who's that? Ready, what do you mean I'm working from last 2 years? Oh, for your essential work. Oh, okay. Yeah. My case was IFOMA. My case was denied November. What do I have to do? I am an essential worker. Essential worker, you have to wait, first of all, for the bill to pass in order to apply for anything. But if your case was denied in November, depending on the reason, you might have the option to file a motion to reconsider. But if it was denied in November, we're already in March, maybe the time has passed. So depending on the reason, it was denied as well. So your case you need to do a consultation. Really, you have to pay for consultation so people can look at do case assessment to tell you what you have to do. But as far as the bill is concerned for essential worker, we're just waiting. We don't know when this thing is gonna pass. Okay. Doreen, will a person who don't have DACA be eligible for American Promise Act? But before Promise Act, Doreen, Promise Act is for TPS holders only. And TPS holders are the people who already know they have TPS. If you're asking these questions, it's clear that you don't have TPS. So Promise Act is only, are you talking about Promise Act or Dream Act? American Promise Dream Act. No, we have the Dream Act and the Promise Act. So you're putting those two sentences together. Now you're confusing me. So if you're talking about Dream Act, yes, you'll be eligible if the Dream Act pass, even if you don't have DACA, if you came here before 18 years old. Okay? That's for Doreen. But if you're talking about Promise Act, that's another thing. That's for TPS holders. Kiki said, thank you, you're welcome. If Joshi, if I have valid marriage with her before bill passes, when she gonna get a green card, she can apply for me too as a spouse. Yes, if she get a green card, she can petition for you as a spouse. And you need to get married now so that you can show that the marriage is valid. Really, you really have to get married now. Because if you start getting married the moment she gets the green card, it becomes suspicious. You should start establishing your marriage now, Joshi. Now is the time to get this marriage going on, okay? Okay, gaming. If someone has entered the US when he was 17 but haven't go to school here, can they apply for the Dream Act if Dream Act passes this year? Oh, but what type of education they have? They got here 17. Do they have like a GED, no high school diploma from here? That becomes complicated. You must have had at least a high school diploma or GED, like something equivalent here. Doreen, will a person who don't have DACA be eligible for American Promise Act? Oh, Doreen, I already answered your question. Doreen, I already answered your question. Promise Act is something else. But if you're talking about Dream Act, yes, you can be eligible even if you don't have DACA, if the Dream Act passes, as long as you got here prior to turning 18. Muhammad, hello, I have a question about my kids, but what is the question, Mohammed? Though we already answered your question. Willie Wong, frontliner, here with expired working permit 6 years ago, victim of wrong lawyer. I don't know what you, frontline, so we'll just wait for that bill to pass. But victim, I don't know what you mean by wrong lawyer victim. So, BT, animal farm will be considered farm work program. Animal farm, I think so. Not sure, but I think so, as long as you work in agriculture, farmers in farms, so you should be considered farmer. Bob, my friend have OF case of asylum and withholding of removal from November 19th, going to get married, and once he gets, he's going to get a GC from USCIS, is going to make a decision on that. Okay, but what is the question? Though we already answered your question, Andrea Clark, good evening. My son is on student visa. His father is permanent resident. He petitioned for him this year. He will be 21 in a few months. Will preference category change? Oh, if they petition for him prior to turning 21, then it's not going to change because the age has fallen, because they petition prior to him turning 21. So that's my best answer on that. But you have to refer back to my, because sometimes I don't have those aging out in my head, memorized in my head. You have to watch my video about aging out. I have everything laid out, especially with our permanent resident and how those ages falls. Andrea Clark, you have to watch that video. It's on my YouTube channel, and it's the title is Age Out. Good afternoon. This is for Alexis. Good afternoon. If someone has a criminal case with a deferred adjudication by a judge, will he have a conviction under the Dream and Promise Act and bar from? No. The Dream Act, if it passes, it's pretty much like an amnesty. It's basically, they're just forgiving people. If the Dream Act passes, then a criminal, he has a criminal case. Oh, so they're still gonna check the background, but depending on what type of crime we're talking about, okay? So if the crime is not really that, Alexis, in your case, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. It's gonna be a challenge depending on what type of crime, and it's gonna be a challenge depending on whether they grant you a waiver or not. Your case is going to be challenging, okay? Let's just put it that way. Timothy Wanguhu. Essential worker will have an honest chance timeline. I think, not sure, they're only talking about Dream Act, Promise Act, and Agriculture Act for now. If someone have deportation on 10 years ago, can they get a green card? Depending on what. If you have deportation 10 years ago, you have to apply first for a waiver. If your waiver gets granted, that's when you can adjust your status. Depending on what the basis for your adjustment. Let's say you got married, you want to adjust your status, still you have to apply for a waiver. Okay. Will a person who, this one we already answered. Tommy Louis, let's see new comment. Okay, now I'm looking at new comment. We only have 15 minutes left, friends. We only have 15 minutes. I'm looking at new comments now. Your green card is just after you have a case asylum and withholding of removal, and you get married and you get the I approval and show it to the judge. My question to you, can cancel your case, USCIS going to approve? Don't cancel anything until the final decision. So basically, you have a case of withholding of removal, and then you get an approval from I-130. Now you're waiting for 485 to be approved. So don't cancel anything. Just wait for the 485 to be approved. Because the way the USCIS works, I-130 and 485 are considered separate. They get adjudicated like separately, independently. You can get an I-130 approved and then get a I-485 denied. So it really doesn't matter whether your I-130 has been approved or not. Because I'm working on a case right now where the guy I-130 for his wife got approved, but then they denied the wife a I-485. So basically those two things it's separate. So don't cancel nothing. What about K1 visa interview in Paris? I don't know when did they open their embassy? I don't know. You have to call them because some embassy are still closed. So let me see if I miss anything. I'm going back again to see if I miss anything. Okay, I'm just going back to see if I miss some people. If I miss you, please, can you put your question one more time? Because time is running out. I can't see what I miss. Please, if I miss your question, can you put it one more time? Sorry, I miss a lot of questions. This is for the voyage. I'm currently a sophomore, 10th grade in high school. I came to the US in 2015. And I have been staying in the US ever since. Do I qualify for the DREAM Act? Yes. Do I have to be in college? As long as you have your high school diploma, that's it. You don't have to be in college. Okay, Arlene says, what if I came here to work on an H-2B visa and I overstay and get married and divorce? I was married before, I overstay, what I'll be considered as? If you have no status as of January 1st, 2021, then you are undocumented. You have no status, you are considered undocumented. That's it. High school diploma is basic. What do you mean? What is a high school diploma? High school diploma is the graduation you get before to go in college, the diploma you get prior to going to college. That's the high school diploma. In order for you to be admitted in college, you have to have something. So that's what they call high school diploma. Keshav says, is it possible? Is it possible to add another petition to the F2B petition where the I has been already up? Hold on. What's the one I was actually reading? I missed it again. Hello, what are the timeline for I-730? My wife filed in July 20. Right now, there's no timeline because it's just now about luck. Backlog is killing the business. If I have a U visa approved, but my daughter is 21, she's born US citizen. So can I get a green card here by her? Yes, she can petition for you. If your daughter is 21, over 21, she can petition for you. But remember that your daughter has to be working in order for her to show that she can sponsor you. So she has to have some type of financial situation, because remember, those applications goes with a lot to it. Like she has to file on top of it the form I-864, which shows her financial responsibility to you. Where are you located? Washington, D.C. Do I take cases like deportation? Yes, I do. Will essential worker be taken into consideration in future bill? Yes, they will, but we don't know when. Okay, Keshav, I got your question. Not sure my question went through. Is it possible to add another petitioner to an F2B petition where it has been approved and the beneficiary is outside the US? That's become complicated. You can try to amend the application and it's gonna cause delay. Really, that's complicated. You can try to amend the application, but it's going to cause delay because remember those application takes first of all forever to get a response, and once you start amending it, it's going to cause another delay, but you can still try. Okay, well, I'm not in college, I'm only in 10th grade, but the bill says I have to have the diploma. Oh, the bill says that you have to have the diploma, but really you came under 18. So that part, as long as you are in school, so that part doesn't really matter. You're going to, I'm pretty sure we can argue for you. You can get that if it passes because you came under 18. You are still in 10th grade. So you haven't gotten your diploma yet, but you are studying. So I'm pretty sure you can get it. That's easy to argue, really. What are the timeline? I don't know. For I-730, I don't know. Okay, Bob, after mass court hearing, the individual court hearing date's going to be scheduled after 2 to 3 years, or it depends on the judge. Yes, it just depends the way the judge is gonna. First of all, they ask a question to the lawyer that you want to schedule the individual hearing as soon as possible. And the way they phrase it, it's sometimes the lawyer just said no, sometimes they say, oh, yes, we're prepared. And then it just depends on the judge to give you a new date. Okay, Darwin, what is the difference between the DREAM Act and the Promise Act? The DREAM Act includes DACA recipients and everybody that came to the US prior to turning 18. They came, find themselves illegal in the US prior to turning 18. That's the DREAM Act. The Promise Act is only for TPS holders. TPS holders are people who have, their country has been designated as a disastrous country. For example, people that came from Liberia, people that came from El Salvador, based on like civil war or just humanitarian crisis, earthquake and stuff like that. My number is 202-751-2180. And then my number is right here on the screen. Beer, are you so funny? Withholding is like TPS? No. Withholding is not like TPS. TPS is a temporary protected status, basically lawful presence. Withholding of removal, if it is granted, it just means that you can stay in the US, you get the work permit, and then travel document. Which one are they voting for this month? They're voting for DREAM Act, Promise Act, and Agriculture Act. That's what they're voting for this month. That's what they told us. Okay, Tommy Lou says, I filed for you visa in September, got robbed 3 times, but again, December, I got robbed and the guy is in jail. Does it help my case? It could help your case. Did you watch my last video on U visa? You need to watch that. It gives you some clue. Salum, I'm a US citizen, but my mom's stuck in Canada with asylum case pending, waiting for interview date. Is it going to be a problem? Why does your mom is stuck in Canada, first of all? She lives in Canada, or what happened? She has a pending case here and then she lives in Canada? So if she has a case scheduled, she needs to appear. If she doesn't appear, she has to make sure she reschedule it. Otherwise, they're gonna refer her case to the immigration judge if she doesn't show up. So that's it. No, Tika DC, no. The answer is no. In order to adjust the status, the child has to be 21 years older. Oh, she has a asylum case in Canada. Oh, but you want to petition for her here. It's not a problem. You can petition for her. If the petition get accepted, then she can leave Canada and come here. That's not a problem. Salim, that's not a problem. You can petition for your mother. And then but you have to put in the application that she's in Canada with her asylum case in Canada. And if your petition gets approved prior to her asylum case, then she can just come here. As long as you put all the correct information in your application. Oh, you already did and waiting for interview dates. Oh yeah, just wait until they get the interview. She gets the interview. Yeah, you have to amend it. Keshav, you have to amend your application. As far as how long it's gonna take, my friend, I do not know right now. I can't even tell somebody how long it's gonna take for a simple application like I-765 because it's just taking too long. Okay, Sasha, another question: is it a good idea to switch the state under a pending asylum if there is no job in your state? Oh, you can go to a different state, but the thing is, the moment you change, you move your case, you cause the delay in your case yourself. It's not on them anymore. But if you don't have a job and you need a job, you can move and go to a different state. But just know that when you move and you move your case to a different state, you are just causing a delay, and that's not their fault. That's what I'm saying. It's not their fault. But you can move if you don't have a job there. You don't have to stay there not working. It's just that you are causing the delay in the process. That's what I'm saying. Oh, in mine, Sermus, you did not answer my question about LPI. What is the question? Because I did say that I missed some question at front and you had to put your question again here. What was the question? Please put the question again before we stop. Dowin, is the DREAM Act likely to pass? Yes, ma'am. I believe it's likely to pass. It has a lot of support. Please advise for 9 years and 7 years kids came to US in 2016 and ran out of the state. What do you mean they left? Then they're not going to be eligible if they left. Armin Sermers, please put your question. We're trying to wrap up. Your question about LPI, please put it again. Oh, okay. My friend came here in December 31st. If Biden Amnesty passes, will be qualified? Yes. December 31st, he will qualify, yes. As long as he was undocumented. Let's say, Armil, if your friend came with a visa that hasn't expired yet, your friend will not be qualified. The visa must have been expired as of January 1st, 2021. Okay? Bob, my question about court date after master calendar date, it depends on the judge. It just depends. Bob, your question is about the judge. It depends on the judge. Can I apply for DREAM Act after 2 years when I get my high school diploma? Yes, I think. Is the DREAM Act considered amnesty? No, it's not. Do you think Biden bill will pass this year? The big one? No, I don't think so. Oh, Sasha, how long is the delay? It just depends on the state where you're going. So you might cause 6 months delay, you might cause a 1 year delay. It just depends. But if you don't have the job where you are, my friend, you should go get the job in a different state. Maybe you should go in a different state and get the job and leave your case there. And once they call you for the interview, you just go there for the interview. You pay your transportation and go there for the interview. Some people do that. But you have to provide them with a valid address where they'll send you a interview letter, okay? Gaming, what is your question? Darwin, you're welcome. Gaming, this is your question is the last one that I'm trying to, so we can wrap up. What is your question? Now, gaming, what is your question? Delay is taking, some people it's taking up to 10 months to just get EAD. But go get your membership CASA. CASA. My connection is killing me. Okay, let's talk again. Game, they are can new green unless they change so you're not a DACA. Okay, I'm saying again, if you're if you have a conditional green card. Okay, so I put it right there. If you don't have DACA, if you don't have DACA, you will have a conditional. So my connection is not good today. I don't know why, but anyway, 1 hour. We did one next Sunday, same time. Please, most of the questions, I believe I answer most of the questions to the best of my ability. If you need a consultation and you're serious about your case, please either email me or call my office. Consultation fees apply. Thank you for being here. It was really great. Next time we'll try with a better connection, really. And Keshav, you still have question? Really? Sasha, what did you say? You are breaking up. Yeah, I'm breaking up. Oh, my. Sasha, my experience with CASA has been great. That's why I recommend people CASA. But if you have a great experience with ASAP, go with ASAP. Kashav say, I heard Congress gonna do a piecemeal bill. Do you think there's a chance that they are going to bring? I don't think so. They're really focusing only on the DREAM Act and the Promise Act and Agriculture Act. So that's what they're focusing, especially this week, the next week. So, yeah, that was it for today, folks. Next time we'll try again with better connection. Next time we try again with better connection. Next Sunday, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Please be here so we can try to answer the question that we couldn't answer today, okay? It was really good being here with you. I do appreciate you being my subscribers. I do appreciate your time. Your questions are challenging, but we try to answer those questions to the best of our ability. Conditional green card is basically people who get married and file. So sometimes they have to test the marriage. Remember, we keep talking about good faith marriage. If the marriage is fake, that's when you get a conditional green card. Anyway, have a great afternoon, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. We'll talk next Sunday, same time, 3 p.m. Bye-bye.